Hi, welcome to Unit 5, Intro to Chemical Reactions, Part 2. So in Part 1, we learned what a chemical reaction is. We said a chemical reaction is a process where you mix reactants together and they produce different substances called products. And an example of that are the ingredients for a cake. That's what you're starting off with. Those are your reactants. And the cake, which is what you make, that will be your product. And as you can see, it's changed because these ingredients are not the same exact thing as the cake. So let's now look at, get into identifying reactants and products in a chemical reaction. So here we have what's called a chemical equation. A chemical equation sort of is like your recipe. It tells you how much of the reactants you need and how much product you can make. So here in this case, we have two different types of reactants. This is one type, and then these, which are all the same, is another type. And we know that these are the reactants because that's what we're starting off with. The products, on the other hand, are what you're making, so that's what's going to be to the right of the arrow. It's going to be at the end of the arrow, because that's what you're going to make at the end. So these are our products. And again, we have two different types. Now, if I was asking you to list the reactants or products, what I want is the chemical formula for each reactant and product. So this is what I mean here. And let's take a look at how we would do this. So on the reactant side here, again, we said we had two different types. We have this type, and then we have these types over here. So let's focus on this first type. What you're going to do is you're just going to write the chemical formula, and you've done this before, for that reactant. So the chemical formula will tell you the number of atoms you have in that molecule. So this molecule, we have 1, 2, 3 carbons, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hydrogens. So we would say this is C3H8. Over here, we have 3 of the same type of thing. So let's just focus on one. I'll just focus on this one on the top. We have a molecule made up of 2 oxygen atoms. So the chemical formula is O2. When listing the products, we would do the same exact thing. Notice again, we have 2 different types. We have this first type over here and the second type. So we're just going to focus on one molecule at a time to list them. So I'll focus on this top molecule. We have 1 carbon and 2 oxygens, so we write CO2. And over here, for the second type, we have 1, 2 hydrogen atoms, so we write H2. So I'm going to have you do this in a moment in a CFU. And so for that CFU, what you're going to want to first do is identify your reactants and your products. Remember, reactants are what you start off with, so they'll be at the beginning of the arrow on the left side, and products are what you make, so they'll be at the end of the arrow on the right side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to write the chemical formulas for the reactants and for each reactant and each product. All right, so here's your CFU. List the reactants and products of the reaction. Pause the video now. When you press play again, the answer will be revealed. Great, so here's our work here. We have our reactants that we're starting off with. There are aluminum, so Al, that's one type of reactant, and then the other type is HCl. On the product side, we have ACl3, and then the other product we have is H2. So here are reactants and here are our products. All right, so one thing that you notice is that so far when we're just listing them, we're not talking about how many of each type of reactant or product we have, but that's important information, just like in a recipe, like how many eggs do you need, for example. So that will be important information for us as well. So how do we do that? We're going to now talk about how we represent balanced chemical equation. So as I said before, balanced chemical equation is like a recipe, and so far we've been looking at these are called particle diagrams for recipes. But that can get tricky to sort of draw out, and it's a lot of work. So it's easier if we are using chemical formulas like ACl3 or H2 instead. And what we can use are coefficients, which will be like big numbers in front, like in math, 2x, 2 is the coefficient, or 3x, 3 would be the coefficient. So those big numbers in front, which will tell you how many of that type of molecule you have. We can sort of think of it as groups. So let's just dive right in and write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction using chemical formulas. So let's start off. we already said that the reactants were C3H8 and O2. And again, we just focused on one of each and then used the number of atoms to determine the subscripts. Now, how many of the O2s do we have? So we only have, so let me back up for a second here. We only have one C3H8. So the coefficient here is going to be a 1. And just like in math, when the coefficient is a 1, it's an invisible 1. You don't have to write it. On the other hand, for O2, we have more than one. We have 1, 2, 3. And so to tell people that we have 3 of them, we're going to use a coefficient of 3. Let's look at the product side. We're going to do the same thing. So we already determined that this is CO2. This type of product is CO2, and then and we have 3 of them. So once again, we'll have a coefficient of 3 in front of CO2 to show that we have 1, 2, 3 of them. And then finally, for H2, which is our last product, how many of those do we have? Yep, we got 4 of them, so we'll use a coefficient of 4. All right, so after writing this, now what I can do is I can just go ahead and write this out as a balanced chemical equation. And for that, we're going to use pluses and in between molecules and then arrows in between the product and reactant side. So this is what that will look like. C3H8 plus 3O2 makes 3CO2 plus 4H2. If you need more time to sort of figure out how we were able to write this balanced chemical equation from the particle diagram, pause the video. And then after that, you can tackle the CFU. All right, so here's your CFU. I want you to write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction. Pause the video now. When you press play again, the answer will be revealed. Great, so here's the answer. 2Al plus 6HCl produces 2ACl3 plus 3H2. All right, let's take a look and see how we got that in case you need some additional assistance. So we have 1, 2 ALs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 HCl's here. We have 1, 2 ACl3s. And we have 3, 1, 2, 3 H2s. And so once again, we just take that information and use plus signs to separate reactants and separate products, and then an arrow to separate the reactant and product side. Now, one thing you may be thinking is, well, why isn't this Al2? And so let's talk about why this is not Al2. Notice, are the 2 aluminum atoms connected? No, they're not. There's a space in between them. So if there's a space in between them, they're 2 separate groups. Just like how there are spaces in between the 6 HCl's. So if there's spaces in between them, we'll use coefficients. All right, that's it for part 2. Next part is part 3.